Thank you all so much for joining me. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, good day, wherever it is this is meeting you. Thank you so much for joining me. Emmanuel Oluson, thank you for joining me. My name is Tóbilọ and I'm reaching you live here from South Africa, Pretoria, South Africa, on this beautiful Monday. First off, how was your weekend? How was the Father's Day celebration? Yo, it was massive on my end here. It was beautiful and I had, a swell time. I'm sure you did also. And it's a Monday now, so it's a new week. How was it going already? I hope and I'm sure that, it's looking good. It's looking beautiful. Thank you so much for Mama T Arolo for joining me. If you're joining me, if you're watching live right now, kindly drop your name and wherever it is you're watching me from and what time is it? What time it is at your end there. Right here in South Africa, it's 27 minutes past 4 p.m. Yes, that's what the time is right now in South Africa. Thank you very much once again for joining me. While we await others, can we enjoy this? Okay, thank you very much again for joining me. Oyedamola Sam Oliver on a liver herself from Nigeria. It's 3:26 p.m. Okay, thank you so much for joining me and you're welcome. Yes, as promised, I said, I made a schedule last week about, Mondays, how it's going to be for our career and leadership development, and Wednesdays, personal development, and on Fridays, exactly, for our, folktale night. Olayinka Karim, thank you so much for joining me. Okay, today, what are we going to be talking about? I just want to talk to us briefly on how to, build or increase your influence at work. Okay, as much as you know, I love to not, streamline this to only white-collar jobs. I love to talk about whether you're building a team, whether as a volunteer, whether, it's your business or something, how exactly do you build influence? Because influence is one key thing that every leader needs. You see? Grandma Arolo from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining me, ma. Thank you so much. It's just a live video that makes me call you by your name. Welcome. Thank you for standing by on a liver. Thank you for standing by Emmanuel Oluson. Thank you. Olayinka Karim, thank you for watching. To everyone who is joining in also, please mention your name, where you're watching me from, and what time it is at your end. And yes, and if you're watching a replay, just put your hashtag replay and then, tell me wherever it is that you're watching me from, and as you join in the conversation. Okay, so I saw an Indian movie, and from the beginning, I love movies. Okay, so when I'm not doing anything, I love to watch movies, good movies. So now I saw an Indian movie, and then in the beginning of this movie, there was a problem in the particular city. There were these rogues, blah, blah, blah. It was really, really, thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, so there was a challenge, with rogues, with hoodlums, with, violence everywhere. And the Department of Police have been doing everything they could, but they could not, overcome, they could not overpower these people. It got to a point where their leaders, the ones who are leading them, had to ask them to stop doing what they were doing. Just when they were close to nabbing all of these, bad eggs in their society in the movie. And then the order came from above asking them to withdraw. One thing that happened in that movie was, I laughed. One thing that happened in that movie was the inspector in charge of that case did something. He removed his uniform, removed his badge, and he says, okay, if I cannot do this as a policeman, I can do this as me, as a person. And he left. As if that was not enough. Every person, every member of the police force of that department in that city stopped also. They all removed their shirts and followed him. What happened? Why do you think they followed him? Because he has built a very strong influence. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. He has built a very strong influence. You see, to be effective in organizations today, you must be able to influence people. Your title is never enough to sway others. And you don't always have to be in the formal, boss position for you to be able to influence people. You see, the way that you motivate your colleagues, to support your initiative and your ideas, that is how to build influence. That is what means, or that is what building influence really means, So how then can you become that go-to person that other looks for, or that other looks up to for guidance or expert advice? There are several ways that you can do that. I want to make this really quick today. I don't want to take too much of your time. Thank you so much for joining, for the support, for the comments, for the likes and the shares. God bless you all. I love you all. Thank you. So the first thing for you to do is for you to build connections. You see, this is more than just popularity. I will use myself as an example. When I was a student in the University of Ibadan, I think I was very popular. I think so. Oniliva is here. I'm not sure. I think I was very popular. But I made one mistake that time. Do you know what that mistake is? I did not build connections. I did not build relationships. Strong ones at that. I was just that popular person. I had a nickname that time. They will call me Olori Oko. Yay! When they see me here, it's Olori Oko. Yay! That side. I was supposed to leverage on that and then build the right connections, that was supposed to push me, or that was supposed to help me at a point in time. Tóbilọ Babalogun, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Yes. Yes, my roomie. I know she's there. She's responding already. I was very popular, but I made a very silly mistake, which I would not want anybody, even I won't wish it for my enemy. That is not to build connections. That is not to build the right relationships. You see, you don't have to be the awesomest person in the room. No. You don't have to make sure that everybody is blown away by your charisma. I am the life of the party. Thank God Oyinda Mola is still here. I'm the life of the party. I am that bubbly person. I'm always there, everywhere. Boost, bass, everywhere. If the whole place is quiet from the start and I get in, trust me, the whole place will light up. But I did not build, healthy and purposeful relationships. So to increase your level of influence, or to be able to influence at your place of work, you need to cultivate personal connections with your colleagues. Allow them to know you. That way they won't, impute negative intentions or motive to you. You see, building connection, thank you so much. Exactly. You need to get to know people. That time, there is something I used to say. I would say, when you shake me, that handshake must not go beyond my hands. It cannot get to my elbow, talk less of getting to my shoulder. Because that was the person I was. Though I had my own issues I was battling with at that point in time, which I will definitely share with you guys, as time goes on. But, bottom line of this point is build purposeful relationship, build connection. The second point is for you to listen. You see, listening is a skill. Hey, myself and B, we fight on this matter. We sit down, break it on this table, we argue. Listen first. Listen to what I have to say. So the second point is listening before you ever try to persuade. Listen first to what everybody has to say. We don't just always... Thank you very much. Well done. You are doing well. You're right, you are right. But it is the background. Let's not divert. Let's just stick to the point today. Let's just stick to why we are here today. Listening before you try to persuade people. You see, most of us walk around with a lot of to do. to-do list in our heads. So we are fidgety, we are preoccupied or ready to, instead of you to practice, the discipline of focus. Turn your body toward the other person, freeze in place, and listen. Listen. Before you now try to persuade them to see reasons with what you have to say. I'm this person that when I feel like this is it, it's not because I don't know, it's not because I am wrong, but I just want you to listen to me first. Instead of me listening to you, and then before I try to, pitch my own point to you. Seriously. As in, listening is a very, very necessary skill or important point or is important skill for building influence. The third one is to mind your body language and your tone. I still sit down on that table. I used to say it like I laugh. I can actually, I used to be this person that I can really, really control my mouth. But when I look at you, you will know that something has hit you. But this thing, Ojo Tayo, thank you for joining me. This thing has to be minimal. You need to mind it. Somebody cannot be talking to you and you are looking elsewhere. Yorubas will say Ojuloro wa. Look at the person speaking to you. Fine, we know that culturally it is said that if an elderly person is speaking to you, you are supposed to look down, this and that. But right now, especially in a world where you are, working to build influence, where you are working to lead a lot of people, you have to mind your body language. You have to, standing up straight with your shoulders back helps you to come across as confident. If you stand properly, but if you are looking, sloppy and all of that, people are going to just, overlook and just bypass you. When you adopt a certain posture, like you think in subordinate terms, you talk in subordinate terms. Okay, now for me as a person, when they tell me, Tobi, you are very, very smart or you are very, very beautiful, I find it hard to believe it. I'll be like, no bobo. Onyi is still here. No bobo. Tayo Saladin, thank you for joining me. I didn't have, that confidence enough to be able to accept the good things or the good qualities that people see about me. Come on, you don't just pitch your voice lower. Pitch your voice lower in pitch your voice lower than you would do on a normal day if you are talking to your friends. I know if we are talking to our friends, like me, I'm a screamer. I'm all over the place. But when you're talking to someone mostly on an official, environment, in an official environment, you should be able to, pitch your voice lower. It will connote power. It will connote respect. It is not about making noise. No. Ariwoko, you need to be able to, it is also useful for you to work on it because it counteracts the effects of nervousness. You see, watch it. People who make noise are mostly nervous. And it happens to me. When I'm there making noise, especially when there is an issue or I am talking, I'm just blabbing on. Trust me, check it out. I am feeling nervous. But if you keep calm and you are just sweet, you are calm and you cool, calm and collected in your speech, yes, you will connote power. You will connote, people will see you and want to really, really talk to you and have a, sensible conversation with you, purposeful conversation actually. The third one is for you to develop expertise. Another way for you to increase your influence at work is to be seen as the recognized expert within your industry or your organization. That's according to Cathch. But it won't happen overnight. But you can take steps to develop whether your business critical expertise or know-how. If you are not an expert at something, so what are you trying to lead? And if you know something, don't keep your knowledge under wraps. You can show that you know something either by blogging or, by writing. Like I came here now, I'm just trying to show that, okay, I have evolved. I have grown, I have learned, and I'm better and I'm a better person. And I also realize that in my own journey of being better, I realize that there are a whole lot of people who are there, who are back there also. Like I always say that you always be a middle person. So you are somebody is always either better than you or someone is coming behind you. You understand? You are either better than someone or someone is coming behind you. So you must always be able to immerse yourself in your, topic area. attend conferences, enroll in classes, specialized certification programs, take on, leadership roles in relevant professional organizations. Actually, you can start from your church or from your religious gathering. That place, if you volunteer in such a place and you are able to cope, you are able to succeed, trust me, I will doff my hat for you. The next point is for you to map strategy. You see, when you have built your influence up to an extent, you have built a good connection, you can listen now, and then you have become an expert. You need to know how to leverage that influence that you have built to be able to promote a particular idea, initiative. You need to be strategic enough to know how to do it and do it well, so that you don't come off as being bossy. I remember when I was in 100 level at the University of Ibadan then, I loved cleaning. I would clean. But every other person felt like, this one, she just likes cleaning, so she must clean. And then instead of me to, pitch myself as calmly, as sweetly as I can, I was ready to fight. I would fight and fight until one lady came in and said, as much as I like you, I think you are bossy. That day, it hit me. It didn't mean that I stopped it immediately there, but it hit me. And in a way, it signaled the beginning of that journey of how to be able to influence people without sounding like something else, like without sounding like you were the one who gave back to them or whatever. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So you must always be able to create an organization chart of decision makers related to your issue. Let me read that to you again. Or let me say that to you again. Create an organization chart of decision maker related to your issue. You see, in every situation in life, you must have a team. You must have your own people. You must have those people who will be there. Who will be there to you. You must find people. You must have those people around you. And the way you now pitch to them also will only show whether they will be threatened or not about what it is that you have to bring to table. And you must also be able to bring them to your side and show them that it's not like you are scheming or something. You are only, just being strategic, just being as respectful, as knowledgeable, and as, smart enough to pitch your particular initiative. That's the other point. Another point for you, another way for you to build your influence is to give people what they want. You see, you can increase your influence on a particular issue by authentically framing it as a benefit to people you want on your side. Yes, this is mostly for business people. You have to be able to say those things that you are offering or bringing to the table in a way that even the person who probably does not need it at first would love to, come get in and know about it. You see, you have to do your homework to find out what they need to hear and what will catch people's attention. You need to do your homework. And you have to be that person who is patient enough to answer questions. Because there will be questions. And be mindful of, these words of hi. You be able to use these collective words of we. When you use we in your sentences as a person who wants to influence or who wants to give people what they want, when you use the word we, it makes everybody make them feel involved. But if you keep saying I, in their mind, it's just like the lady is always saying I. So that means that I don't have anything to, give or to offer or to do about this, these things. You understand? So if the bottom line remains that if your proposal is fundamentally self-interested, if it is just for you, solely for you, people will not line up. They won't come, no matter how sweet, how nice, no matter how much it might even benefit them later. Ade Walter, thank you so much for joining me. Olabamiji Olaya, thank you for joining me, sir. So you have to Okeremeta Hope Win, thank you so much for joining me. So you need to be able to create, personal connections with your colleagues so that they assume positive intent when you attempt to influence them. You need to make it clear to your colleagues that you value their opinions. You need to take steps to develop expertise by, like I said, I've said it before, but you need to just keep developing. You cannot say the knowledge you have 10 years back is what will... In fact, the knowledge you have last year is not enough to get you through this year. The knowledge you have in January is not enough to take you till December. Trust me, because we keep evolving. We keep evolving as, as the day goes by. There are some things that you should not do. Don't slouch when you talk. Stand straight with your shoulders back and, be confident. Be mindful of the word I. You are not the only person here. No. And you want your group to join you. If you want them to join you, if you want them to do things with you, if you want to create beautiful things, to create beautiful memories, you have to be able to use the word we. You have to be collective. Smile more. Smile. Okay, I'm not sure whether my smile is so okay, either ways. But learn to smile more. Don't be that person who is always francophone, like I used to say it. Your face is just like you want to bite people. No, it won't work. But if you're that person who smiles, who smiles a lot, who is open to people, who is jovial, be firm when you need to, but at least, be open, loosen up. Don't just be mighty ego, or what do they call it now? Don't be any of those. Just keep in mind that some of these little things are those things that matter for you to be able to build a formidable influence. And maintain flexibility. Yes, that's very important. Please maintain flexibility. Be flexible. Don't say this is how it has to go and then that is how it has to go. No one has a monopoly of knowledge, and so you cannot have, and like I said, if you want people to queue in, if you want people to join you, if you want people to believe in that vision that you are trying to, or that initiative that you are trying to put across, you must be flexible. You must be able to meet people halfway. You must be able to go 50-50 with people. Also know how to set goals, whether as a leader or as a CEO or as a business owner. Engage in goal setting in your personal life, because it is what you do that will actually influence people, that will actually bring people, that will attract people to you. Yes, that will attract the kind of people to you. You have to be able to show them that, this is who you are, and be consistent about it. Another point is for you to be able to develop hobbies and side hustles. You see, some people, at the point in time in my life, when we do things, or when I was, as a Catholic youth, then I was in the youth association and all of that. So I was very active anyways. So then they will put me in one of those things, but I will take things. I'm passionate about this, but then I will not take. I will take it so hard, and then at first people will feel it like, oh yes, she's so active. But at the point in time, it became somehow people started to view me like, okay, it's not like you are the only one. Emmanuel Oluwati Melenyi Adiara, thank you for joining me. It's not like you are the only one in this matter. So why is it like I used to read a lot of meanings to things that I should just, yes, that's another very important point. Don't take things personal. To be able to build influence. Like, for me as a person, those days, if you say A, I'm already thinking about it from A to A in 1,000, in a zillion ways. But those things, and when I think about those things in that way, in that manner, they make me react in a way that I would later regret, in a way that I would later feel bad about. So you can stop doing that. Don't do that if you want to build influence, because what happened to me then was, no matter how good, how passionate, how active, how agile, how sweet, I smile, I laugh, but those tiny things, they had their own way of cutting me away. And before you know it, the people I felt like I was giving my all to, they would just sweep in one side and go for somebody who might not even have half as much as what I could, really, really offer. So that is why you must also be able to channel your energy to your side hustles and your hobbies. When you do those things, at least you are tired from your own side hustle. You will not come and have too much energy to come and pour on some people. No. Find out about others. Shelve the aggression. Be assertive, but do not be aggressive. know when to speak out, know with the measure with which you speak out, the tone with which you speak out, your body posture when you're speaking, even something as simple as rolling your eyes can say a lot about that particular project or that particular person who is speaking and all of that. So yes, and be consistent. Whatever it is that you're doing, make sure that you keep doing it. Keep doing it, keep showing up. Keep showing up. Continue to affect people's life positively. Continue to be that kind person, even though it's hard. Because most times people will make you feel like, I shouldn't have done it in the first place. So, but when you do things consistently, people begin to see a different side to you. And when you add all of these other points that I have mentioned, if you remember any, you can drop them in the comment box, and I hope you do. I hope you remember them anyways. So, you be consistent. Learn how to communicate more effectively, whether with your words, verbally, written, Listening also is a form of communication. And if you are able to do all of these things that I have mentioned, trust me, it's not like you are getting there immediately. It is not magic. But trust me, you would have taken a lot of steps in the right direction to being that formidable leader, to being that person that people want to look up to. Okay, thank you all so much for joining me today again. That's the end of what I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much for standing by. Emmanuel Oluson Opokeremeta, Emmanuel Oluwatimilengi, Ade Walter, Ojotayo, Tóbilọ Babalogun, Oyindamola, that's Sam Oliver, and everyone who will watch this again. Thank you so much for joining me. I love you all, and I pray that every of those things, every of those dreams of ours, will come to fruition soonest. Don't forget to join me, or don't forget to continue liking, commenting, and sharing my posts and my videos and all of that. And also don't forget to join me on Wednesday for our talks on personal development, personal growth and development. And on Friday, it's fun. Ask those people who came last Friday, or you can go and check my wall. They had serious fun on our night of folktale. Thank you all so much, and have a good evening. Bye.